Alright, when I installed this electric fence in a previous video, we had to go up and around the hay bale that was here at the time. But as you can see, with the weather getting cooler, days getting shorter, the grass is not growing as much and they've made their way through the hay bale. So we have to go ahead and clean that up. Always make sure, one important thing, when you are done with anything you've got going on the farm, like these hay bales, make sure you clean up the string. It's going to might take a little work, but you got to kind of roll it out. Do not leave this behind. We have seen that our donkeys don't have any problem with it, but you don't want to let this build up and have any of the animals get into it. Animals have been known to choke, both on eating or get wrapped up in it. So make sure you always clean up after yourselves in anything you do on the farm. The other thing we're going to do is, now that the hay bale is out of the way, we got to go ahead and adjust the fence here. And yes, you're on the wrong side to get at what's left of the hay. They seem to be a little confused at where they need to be. Now, a lot of this is wet, but we'll let her have a little to chew on if she wants. And she's not going for any of it because it's wet. Another important thing with hay, you want to make sure they have a good, dry, clean hay. All this, they're probably not going to eat it. You can see in the distance there, we just got her new bale yesterday. So she's got plenty to eat on that side. The donkey's on this side too. We've got plenty to go around. So on that, go ahead and bring this fence down. It's really just a matter of shifting everything down so now it hits at the levels that they need to be. Of course, what's loose here will work out at the end. You gonna help? You gonna put it on for me? It'd be a nice, shocking experience. Okay, never mind, I'll get it. I want you to figure out how it works anyway. Okay, now as you can see, I've pulled all this tight. One thing I did need to mention too is that I checked all the way down the line. You want to make sure as you're adjusting everything that it is all tight up off the ground, not impeded by weeds, not sitting against the fence or anything else that may cause a short in it or cause it to not be able to reach where it needs to go for the donkeys to be able to hit it. Now I realized I did get out here. I had forgotten that this one does not have a second lower hook, so that is something I do still have to come out and bring out later. But it's just a simple attach the hook down there and run the lower one down there to keep a full line, so that we have a full fence running all the way down the line, except for this spot right here. But of course, this is a hard panel fence here off to the side, so it's not as critical there because the donkey's not going to push through there. They're more likely to push through on this softer fencing that they can bend down. So we now pretty much have the area covered to keep them from crossing the lines. I'm just going to tie this back off again like I had before. This one I'm going to go ahead and tighten up at the other end. I'll just tie it shorter at that end where I have the hook. Again, noting that this is off the fence entirely, except for this one spot. There we go, it's just bent in. Now we get to have the fun again of seeing how hot this is running right now. Except for the fact my feet are nice and dry, so this is well insulated. Pull that up tight. Tie this off again. Now that part hanging down, that's actually just a little extra spot they might catch themselves on. It's not really going to be very effective, but it's there. Okay, I know it's on. Now for the part you all love to see and I don't recommend. We might not have had enough sun the past day or so. Yeah, we might be a little short on the sun. In fact, where the wire was down back there, it's probably drained the battery because I can see there is the light flashing on there. So the charger is working. We're just not getting much of a charge out of it right now. I know y'all are disappointed. You want to see me jump, but oh well. What that does tell us is this is going to need some time to recharge, which also shows the importance of why you want to make sure there are no shorts. Some of the wiring ended up laying on the ground. Some of it touched the fence a little bit because the donkeys were messing with it. So you always want to make sure you check it frequently. There's really nothing we can do about it right now. We just have to let it recharge. But circuit's all up, it's ready to go, it's just a matter of time. In the meantime, donkeys will probably leave it alone, but it'll be back up soon.